So here's what happened. Microsoft decided it wanted to be a bunch of jackasses and updated the audio preferences built into Windows so that Audacity no longer works appropriately for me. So what I'm going to have to do is keep my volume low as I tell you about 3 Valentine's Day cocktails that you can have with your boo or beau this year. Roll the intro. Hey there, hi there, ho there, and hello, welcome back to Mike's Hard Reviews. Here's what happened. I shot this video alongside the first of the Black History Month videos for 2026, and both of them had some of the worst, most overblown, unusable audio ever imaginable. Nothing changed about my setup. This is the same microphone over the same cable to the same port on the same computer with the same software running on it, as far as I know, as before. So, rather than give you guys one of the worst, most poorly produced videos I've ever made because it's literally impossible to listen to me, I'm going to try a whole new style of video where we try to work around that. I'm going to tell you about 3 different Valentine's Day themed cocktails that you can make for your significant other or really anyone this Valentine's Day, and we're going to do them in a quick rapid fire succession so that I can get this done and over with, because this project has been looming over my head since well before Valentine's Day, because I fucking hate this holiday. Anyway, let's talk about our first cocktail, the Sorbet Royale. This is kind of a riff on the Royale style of cocktail, where you take a sweetened liqueur and lengthen it with a dry, sparkling wine. The idea being the two kind of balance each other out. It's a fruity, effervescent drink that's easy to sip at. The idea here is we're replacing the liqueur with a flavored sorbet, so you get a natural sweet fruit flavor, but one that evolves and dissolves into the drink over time. This is something you're meant to serve with a meal, so keep that in mind when you go to make it. To make this cocktail, you're gonna need just 3 things: sparkling wine of your choice, a fruit sorbet of your choice, and some mint for garnish. All you have to do is take a wide-brimmed coupe glass and put a large, as round as you can get it, scoop of sorbet in the center, and then pour your sparkling wine off the side. Put a mint top in the center of the scoop of sorbet, and boom, there you go. It's as simple as that. It's an aesthetically pleasing looking cocktail that will evolve over time. So the idea is you serve it at the start of the meal with very dry wine being kept cold by a natural fruit iceberg, and as the meal goes along, it will dissolve and flavor the drink so that by the end, when you're drinking dessert, or having dessert, I guess, you'll also be drinking it. Hallelujah, holy shit. Nice and fucking easy, 2 ingredients and a frozen glass. Not too bad. Just buy some small spoons to serve with it, because it's pretty rare that the sorbet dissolves all the way, or melts all the way to the drink. You're gonna have to scoop some of it out. Second cocktail is gonna be one that I actually have looked at on the show before. It's called a silk stocking. This is a 1920s cocktail, apparently, that there isn't a lot of information about, but it's one that I think suits the aesthetic of Valentine's Day very well, and it's one of very few tequila drinks that I think is good as a dessert drink. There aren't very many tequila dessert drinks that I can think of off the top of my head. I'm probably wrong there, but I'm drawing a huge blank on it right now. To make this cocktail, you're going to need some heavy cream, Blanco Tequila, white creme de cacao, and Grenadine. You'll also need some maraschino cherries for garnish. If I'm being honest, you could also do any red berry. This cocktail kind of falls into the category of all of them tasting kind of the same. So a raspberry, a strawberry, a cherry, they will all work. In a cocktail shaker, combine 1/2 ounce of Grenadine, 1 ounce of white creme de cacao, 1 ounce of tequila, and 1.5 ounces of cream. Add some ice to that, and then give it a nice hard shake for 10 to 15 seconds, and double strain into some kind of stemware, I think is best here. I went for a martini glass because they're stereotypically sexy. Garnish that with a cherry or whatever red berry you chose to have floating on top, and there you go. That is a silk stocking. It's surprising how good tequila and cream is. That might seem kind of like an odd combo to most of you, but truthfully, this tastes like a fruit chocolate cordial. It's really, really nice. And the vegetal nature of the tequila being kind of like not the biggest ingredient in the drink makes it easier to sip on as like a dessert cocktail. It's really solid, and almost everyone that I've made one for has really, really enjoyed it. Finally, we have an original cocktail that is of my own creation called a Lovebirds Mai Tai. My girlfriend, who's not around anymore, really liked purple and pink, two favorite colors, and I wanted to take my favorite cocktail and answer the question of what happens if you take a Mai Tai and make it tropical instead of tiki, while also making it purple for her. That was probably really depressing, wow. To make this cocktail, you're gonna need some white or other light uncolored rum, lime juice, banana liqueur, simple syrup, purple ube or purple yam jam, xanthan gum, and the lime husks that you're going to squeeze with some mint for garnish. We're gonna do the usual whole like mint boat, like lime boat mint garnish thing you'd see on a Mai Tai. Xanthan gum is technically optional. You don't actually need it here, but this is a drink that I would recommend immersion blending because you're gonna get a much more pleasant smoothie-like texture out of it if you do that, and the xanthan gum keeps the cocktail from falling, or really specifically the jam, from falling out of suspension when you do that. So I would really advise it. I think it makes a much more aesthetically pleasing and consistent cocktail, and it's part of the reason why I think this drink is elevated enough to share in this list, or really at all. Into a vessel big enough to fit an immersion blender, combine half an ounce of simple syrup, half an ounce of banana liqueur, a spoonful of ube jam, 1 ounce of lime juice, 2 ounces of white rum, and about like a fourth of a bar spoon of xanthan gum. You really don't need a lot of this stuff. It's very, very potent in very small amounts. Put a small scoop of ice into your vessel and then immersion blend that until it's smooth. It shouldn't take more than a couple seconds if you have a good blender. Dump the entire contents of the shaker into a chilled rocks glass, throw some ice in there just to keep it cold, and then garnish to serve forth. And then you have a Lovebirds Mai Tai. I think it's legitimately a really solid cocktail. If you've never had sweet, like purple yam before, it tastes somewhere between like vanilla, almond, and raisins, and it's actually a really interesting complement to the banana flavor and the rum. I think it's a valid interpretation of like a tiki drink made tropical, rather than like a tiki drink taking inspiration from like fucking everything and fucking up literally all of the cultural influences that come behind something. This video is gonna be a weird fucking vibe, man. God damn. That's 3 Valentine's Day cocktails that you could make for whoever the fuck you want, I guess. Or yourself, because it's a Saturday, Valentine's Day. It's a Saturday this year. And who's gonna stop you from just having one of each yourself? That seems like a fine way to spend the day to me. To all you guys out there who have plans with a significant other, go for it. Have fun, and I wish you all the best. To those of you like me who have not that, good luck. There's always next year, I guess. Legitimately, quick, serious moment. Holidays like this are hard for a lot of people. It's not always easy to be forthcoming about, issues related to emotion, especially if you're like a male-presenting individual like myself. Check on your friends. Just check on your friends. Make sure people are okay, and spend time with people you know have a hard time with holidays like this and times of year like this, because it can make a really big difference to someone who could legitimately use it. Just a food for thought. Thanks for watching, and happy Valentine's Day. It's luncheon.